Good day, students. My name is Dr I.L Mkhuma, the primary lecturer for the module INC4804. We also have Dr. Enza Johnson, who is the secondary lecturer for the module, but unfortunately she will not join us in this presentation. The purpose of this presentation is just to provide you with some guidelines on how can you approach assignments and specifically unpack assignment 2 and also emphasize some of the few essential announcements. The outline is as follows. We will talk about preparation for assignment 2 as a written assignment. We'll talk about preparation for assignment 3, which will be a group presentation, followed by academic integrity, student support, announcement, and that will be the end of our presentation. Students, you will be submitting the first written assignments, assignment 2 in this module. In assignment 1, you have done outstandingly well in your multiple choice attempts. Thank you for that. We will soon provide you feedback. But as you approach assignment 2, I would like to highlight some of the few basic and essential things. One, before you start responding to questions, read the assessment criteria for the module, unpack them. If you are not sure what each or some of the assessment criteria mean, please contact us. Read the prescribed material. When I say read, I would like to emphasize that read with understanding. Do not just go through each text and assume that you have understood. Read more than once and ensure that you're taking notes and understand the content of each article that is prescribed before you can attempt answering the question. The reason why you should consult assessment criteria first is that this is where you will learn about the expectations we have from you and how you should present your assessment. When students ask us about some tips pertaining exams, we always say at UNISA, just go to the assessment criteria. It is the full package. So just make sure that you understand them. When you read tutorial letter 101, there is a statement that I have quoted in verbatim. It reads as follows: the purpose of assignment 2 is to introduce you to some of the theories that we look at when exploring barriers to learning and development in inclusive settings. This is the purpose of assignment 2. So you should expect that from this statement, you should be familiar with the theories that we are introducing you as a student to them. The focus of this assignment 2, is on these theories because they add some value in our understanding of strategies that we can adopt to support learners with diverse needs within inclusive education paradigm. And these theories are Brenner's ecological theory, inclusive education, Ubuntu, self-directed learning. You should know that these are not the only theories, but in this module, we have specifically decided to introduce you to these 4 concepts or theories so that you can have some basic understanding of how they relate to the support that we provide to students with diverse needs. For you to master the expectations in assignment 2, you should understand the key elements or levels in Brenner's ecological theory, and also understand how do they assist us as teachers in understanding diversity in our classroom. We further look at inclusive education, and as a student, you should be able to define it in your own words, to define what it is, and be familiar with the debates around inclusive education especially in relation to classroom diversity. For example, some people will carelessly assume that when you talk about inclusive education, you are talking about disability or learners with disability. Students, this is not true, and you should read the articles that we have prescribed for you. Inclusive education is more than specific groups of people. I think we have mentioned this in our previous presentation. It is more than specific groups of learners. It is more than specific groups of people, but it's about equitable access for everyone at school, even outside the classroom. Kindly note that we are in Africa, and therefore we should be familiar with the perspectives from Ubuntu within the African paradigm, that it also assists us in understanding human diversity in our classroom. So there are also articles that we have prescribed for you, but you should also try to download articles that will be relevant. We have recommended others. The articles that are relevant should be able to assist you in defining what Ubuntu is, and also some of the key elements of Ubuntu that can assist us in enriching our understanding with respect to supporting learners with diverse needs. We're also introducing you to self-directed learning. You should be able to define what it is and how does it relate or benefit to learners who experience a wide range of barriers to learning, including those learners with disabilities. When you're trying to define these concepts, you should be careful that the postgraduate diploma in inclusive education is a postgraduate qualification. So we expect you to have an open mind instead of doing copy and paste. We expect you to be critical of what you are reading, especially because there are many perspectives when people define concepts or key concepts and theories. So you should try to get them from our reading, and then we would love to see them when you interrogate the questions in question 2. Once you have read your assessment criteria, read the prescribed reading material, then you can start making your notes, making several attempts on your assignments until you are finally settled. But the basic things that I want to highlight to you is that, one, we expect you to demonstrate the skill of academic writing, especially when you do paragraphing, when you handle in-text referencing, as well as the reference list at the end. Your work should be presented as an academic work at a postgraduate level qualification. We also expect you to include a cover page which will bear your name, the name of the module code, the submission date, and then you should also have the contents page, which will point us to the different pages where the assignment content is, as well as the reference list at the end of your assignment. Remember, the reference list should be included at the end of your assignment, not at the end of each question in assignment 2. Students, let us warn you about the copy and paste behavior. It's common when students or some of the students approach written assignments, they rely on their buddies, which may compromise their future. It's good that you discuss the questions, but when it comes to writing, you must have your own original piece of assignment 2 that you will submit. Remember, UNISA has got Turnitin as a device or as an approach to ensure integrity, not to catch up students, but it assists us to identify if the similarities in the work submitted by a student is really so strong that it raises suspicions or not. So we will at any time subject your work to turn it in if we suspect that there is something shady about your submission. Maybe we've seen this assignment somewhere else, submitted by someone else. Just stay away from copy and paste whenever you use the resources, which is our expectation, that you use resources when you write. Whenever you use them, just ensure that you reference them appropriately and be consistent. Read all the prescribed material and also additional material. If you ask me how do you get additional material, I'll tell you that the library, UNISA library, has got material that can assist you. You can also search from Google Scholar, the material that will be helpful for you. And remember to submit on time. If there are any questions about any of this, you are free to communicate with us through an email. Lastly, I want to show you that for academic writing, that is paragraphing, in-text, referencing, and reference list, we have allocated 10 marks in assignment 2. So just make sure that you write in an academic way so that you get these 10 marks. Just a brief introduction of assignment 3. I have noticed that some of you have already submitted something in assignment 3. Well, I wouldn't say that is wrong, but I think those who have submitted have missed some of the essential elements of this. If you look down in your tutorial letter, paragraph 1.1.3, it says, present your summaries for peer review. It means before you submit to the lecturers, what you have summarized will be scrutinized by other students. You will also scrutinize work from your peers, from other students. At the end of this exercise, that is assignment 3, you will make an oral presentation in a group discussion. What we will do from now on is to allocate you to different groups. We will notify you once we have completed the allocation. So this is where a lot of activities will take place in assignment 3. So it's important that you read instruction. I just want to highlight one of the things here. In 1.1 in your tutorial letter, the instruction is as follows. Choose one category of diversity from the list and then do the activities that follow with reference to your choice. Now, the list is intellectual disability, gender, emotional challenges, learning disabilities, race, and language. This is the list where you have to select one and then do the activities. One of the first activity, or the second, once you have selected your category, then you should go to Google Scholar or UNISA library and then read 2 articles of your choice. That will be in addition to the prescribed reading material. So you read articles of your choice, those that you will select, those that you will find relevant, and then you will explore innovative strategies that can be used to support learners in your specific category or choice. I have added something here that whenever you look for sources, just consult only credible sources, such as articles. Do not just Google information which may be incorrect. You first select the category. I just want to repeat this. Select the category from intellectual disability, gender, emotional intelligence, learning disability, race, and language. Once you have selected the category, then identify or search for 2 articles from credible sources of your choice, and then summarize them briefly to highlight the key issues concerning support strategies. Remember, it's not the general support strategies, but it's concerning support strategy for the specific category that you have selected. Then you explore the innovative strategies that can be used to support learners in your category of choice. Once you have done that, the summaries that you have made from your preferred reading plus the articles that we have provided to you should be presented for peer review, meaning other students or students in other groups will look at them and make comments. You will also participate as a reviewer, reviewing summaries from other students. At the end, we will have oral presentation where you will present or your group will present. That will be our assignment 3. These are now the tutorial support that we have currently. On the 4th of June, we will have an important academic writing workshop. It's for you postgraduate or students in a postgraduate diploma in our department. It will be hosted on Teams from 9:30 to 12. Just ensure that you have a stable network and that you are able to open the link that I have shared with you in our WhatsApp group and also on my UNISA. Apart from this academic writing workshop, please note that we are organizing another workshop that will focus on access to UNISA library. We are busy planning for that workshop. Most probably there will be 2 workshops that will be organized, which will assist you, because other students or some students have reported that they keep on struggling whenever they want to access sources. Remember, as you are students in the postgraduate qualification, it is important that you are able to search for sources on your own instead of asking other students to share sources with you. Students, we would like to emphasize that whenever you have problems, whenever you are experiencing difficulties, your first point of contact are your lecturers. Send us an email. When you send us an email, you can direct it to Dr. Johnson and me, or send it to one and copy the other. But it always saves time if you include us in one email. Whenever you send us email, just remember to use my live email address. You can also communicate with us through our WhatsApp privately, or post, if it's something general, then you can post it in our WhatsApp group. As I conclude, I want to add that students with disability should ensure that they disclose their condition in registration of fees and to the lecturers. While this is not compulsory, but it is useful, because if you need accommodations, different types of accommodations that the university provide, it will be difficult if you have not disclosed your condition to the registration office. It's difficult to get support. You can further communicate with the disability unit at UNISA. I have noted that on page 40 of the tutorial letter, there is a link with information about support to students with disability. As I conclude, I also want to wish you the best once more in your studies and encourage you to work systematically instead of waiting until the last minute, because there are common challenges in South Africa now, such as connection, load shedding, and things like that. So do not work. As soon as you are convinced that you have done justice to your work, please submit. Whenever you experience challenges, please communicate with us. Enjoy your studies, and thank you so much.